Release That Witch, Episode 11, The Third Princess.
The sea wind has turned cold.
Gazing out at the boundless ocean, Garcia Wimbledon brushed back her wind-tangled hair and spoke with a touch of regret.
Because winter is coming. This is the South, true, but not the far South. Only the Sand People do not understand what winter is.
The handsome man behind her answered,
Our fleet cannot leave port in winter. The currents would pin them in place. So this voyage will be the last. Faring, how long has Black Sail been out?
2 months and 4 days. Barring accidents, they will reach Clearwater Port in 3 days.
The man answered without a moment's hesitation. Garcia laughed aloud.
Let us hope they bring me a sufficient surprise.
Faring Colburn gazed at the flamboyant woman before him, filled with feeling. Her long grey hair scattered threads of silver in the autumn sun. Her pale green eyes were long and narrow at the corners, and when she fixed them on someone, they carried an indescribable pressure. Long days by the sea had roughened her skin. It lacked the porcelain whiteness of other royal women. Faring did not mind in the least. In his eyes, Garcia's bearing alone could eclipse any beauty. Unlike the inbred fools of Greycastle, the third princess of the Wimbledons was a genuine genius. She had a noble's wisdom and pride, yet did not cling to noble convention. In that, she was almost like a commoner, full of appetite for breaking the dull routine, rich in the spirit of adventure. And of course, no commoner could ever possess her height of vision. Before her, even dukes and princes looked short-sighted. To pour every coin of Clearwater Port's trade revenue into building a fleet, leaving not a single coin in her own treasury, that alone was beyond any miser. Faring still remembered her words to him.
Gold royals hidden in a cabinet are meaningless. Unused, they are no better than stones. Only when you spend them do they show their worth, and spending is not losing. Used well, what you gain in return far exceeds the coin itself.
Those words had broken through his long-fixed notions, like enlightenment itself. Compared to the royals who spent their days counting how much their savings had grown, this, Faring felt, was the manner of a true ruler. And so he had thrown himself under her banner without a backward glance and followed her to Clearwater Port. Only after arriving did he discover that the third princess had done far more. She had not only vision, but execution. Around this core she had drawn up the Black Sail plan and carried it out, step by orderly step. 5 years ago, her cultivated forces had already seeped into Clearwater Port, preparing to build the Black Sail fleet. And back then, Wimbledon III had not even proclaimed the battle for the throne. In other words, she had been ahead of every heir from the very start.
Come inside. The wind is picking up.
Her palace stood at Clearwater Port's southernmost tip, above Salmon Bay, a tower like a sentinel stationed on the coast, its crown a round terrace with a broad view over the whole harbour and its coming and going merchantmen. After 5 years of her management, the port's trade had taken real shape. A 3-masted sailing ship slid from the docks every 6 months, and he, by now, had won her initial trust. Taking advantage of her fine mood, Faring hesitantly asked the question that had puzzled him for months.
Your Highness, there is one thing I do not understand. Before the king ever proclaimed the battle for the throne, how did you foresee all of this?
He closed the door, shutting the howling sea wind outside. He had once wondered whether Wimbledon III had told her in advance, but the least reflection made that impossible. Everyone knew the second prince was the king's favoured heir. The decree had been designed for him, as his fief of Golden Wheat City plainly showed. Yet to guess it all on her own, and begin laying plans 5 years ago, gods above, she had been only 18.
Foresee, do you take me for a witch? I have no such tricks in conjuring.
But...
I did not know Father would devise this wretched decree to pave the road for his precious second son. And in fact, what does the decree have to do with anything I have done?
Nothing? Fearing suddenly felt he glimpsed something, and his mouth fell open in astonishment. Seeing his disbelief, Garcia laughed.
Must I wait for father to say I may fight for the throne before I have the right to fight for it? By the same token, does the one who governs their city best necessarily sit upon Grey Castle's throne? I had thought you would understand the moment you saw the Black Sail plan.
So that was it, Faring murmured to himself. Her fleet had never been built merely for wealth. Once its trade runs were done, the third princess's fleet would raise black sails far from any port and rob the merchant ships of other cities and kingdoms. Likewise, she encouraged her own subjects to put to sea and join the Black Sail Plan, promising that all plundered wealth belonged to the ship's owner, and that Clearwater Port would never tax that profit, ever. The policy had brought her immense fortune, and this time she had simply ordered the Black Sail fleet straight south to plunder any vessel rounding the Cape of Infinity and the sand people of the southern shore. Yet these measures were not merely about money. Garcia spent none of the plunder on the city or on overland trade. She poured it all back into the shipyards to build ever more great ships. Over these years, she had gained hosts of seasoned sailors, fierce warriors, and the people's heartfelt devotion. If she ever stopped ruling, every villain who had joined the plunder would swing from the gallows. Whoever governs best takes the throne? No. Faring understood now. The one who would take the throne was the one with a multitude of ships and soldiers who could sail up the Three Bay River straight to the walls of Golden Wheat City, Garcia Wimbledon.
Then, did you know you would be assigned to Clearwater Port?
That actually was a surprise. A throw-in to sweeten a bargain. I had thought the church was fooling me.
Something to do with the church? Seeing she would say no more, Faring dared not press. But he knew. Even had Garcia never come to Clearwater Port, this place would still follow her will, moving in the direction she desired.
Enough of that. It seems my earlier little trick has failed.
She poured herself a cup of black tea.
Ah, yes. Only border towns sent word, reporting the pill had no effect. From the other places, not even a message came.
No message means my dear brothers dealt with them. Expected. They were pawns, laid down in passing, of no consequence to the larger game, merely something to while away the waiting. But still, failure from the other pawns is normal. I did not expect even my fourth little brother to come through unscathed. Honestly, I am the tiniest bit disappointed.
Kingfisher wrote in the secret letter that the pill was indeed swallowed. It is only that.
Failure is failure. I do not want explanations. Before long, it will be the months of demons. Our lovely prince will flee to Longsong's stronghold for shelter, won't he? When the demonic beasts invade, the stronghold will be thrown into chaos for a good while. Write to her. Tell her to seize the opportunity well. I want to see whether Lady Luck will stand with my little brother this time.
Yes, Your Highness.
You may go... Ah, wait. That pill, if I recall, was bought from the alchemist master Imbizer, was it not?
Faring nodded.
What did he claim at the time? Colourless, tasteless, dissolves like water, certain death upon swallowing, beyond all cure, his newest alchemical achievement. Hang him.
Garcia yawned.